guys, it's me, TDF.
It's me, to Snaker, and now we are fully dark. And I'm going to show off the library function quickly because I'm a cunt.
Goddamn libraries.
This basically shows you all the kind of story paths you can take, and I think there's about 300 or so, which is why for 100% completion you'd have to play this game tons and tons of times.
Why can't it be like other M's library function, or we could just, record that and not actually have to play the game?
Alas, it doesn't have gameplay, and we had to show that off at some point. Well, we can't talk over, we're gonna have to somehow talk over every level. That's the challenge I've put forward. And of course, now we have this returning from Sonic Adventure, where if you come back, Shadow narrates the last level or something. He's doing this because on Full Dark and Full Hero, I start off after the level that it takes to get to that path.
Oh, so you mean right after the digital circuit or whatever?
Yeah, we're just past digital circuit. I like the fact he doesn't even question. That made little sense. Oh well.
I'll just accept the flurry of seizure-inducing lights.
So we're gonna see Cryptic Castle all over again.
Oh, but you still don't. Let me guess, you still don't Chaos Blast the goddamn chows, do you?
I don't, kill the chows. I'm sorry.
This way.
I want anal sex.
Your Skype is going mental, mate. I can hardly hear you, mate.
I just made a comment that Amy desperately wanted Shadow to buttfuck her.
Right. That doesn't help the fact that I can't hear your Skype whatsoever. Yeah, I could hear you go pretty well.
Because that's actually important commentary. Everything else I say is completely irrelevant.
Being able to hear your co-commentator definitely helps. No lies there. So this is the part in the LP where I decided, it's a bit retarded of me to record my first run-through of a story path. Perhaps I should record the second one where I know what the fuck I'm doing. So as such, from this point on, the gameplay will be a lot smoother.
So wait, what mission are you doing at the moment then, Eggman?
What about Eggman?
You're doing Eggman's mission? Okay,
yes, I'm doing now, because we're doing Full Dark. We're now doing the very evil thing of lighting stuff.
Well, arson is bad in all situations, clearly.
That's what the game's trying to teach you. Fire can only lead to bad things, except used for heating.
Don't stop drinking, though, so keep drinking.
Yes, Dad.
Because otherwise...
Oh, thank you. Ow. Why do you have to abuse me like this? Ow. Ow! Stop this abuse!
So anyway, while we're being abused by this horrible gameplay, TDF can be abused by his father.
Close the door, please.
I'm not cutting that out. You will suffer the consequences of being in the same commentary as me. It's quite amusing. It's pretty much the same level, except you have to go up occasionally. It's teaching you, like all Sonic games, that the upper route works best. And you're not allowed to carry melee weapons while riding this damn thing. Guns fine, torches, nah.
Well, I mean, where would you really find it? Oh my, wait, did it just disappear there for a second? Shadow was just sort of careening through space.
Like I said, it's got NES kind of sprite popping, but with actual models, not sprites. Just like when too much shit is going on screen, it goes, oh no, can't handle this. Either that or Shadow's just floating on, Shadow's just like high in a park somewhere and he's actually floating on nothing. Or I don't know, he's actually holding on tight to a park bench and thinking it's flying. I'm not certain. Perhaps this game is all a drugged out trip.
Yeah, exactly, and it's like, depending on which story path they get, the harder the trip. So it's like, a neutral story is, sort of smoking a regular joint. Slightly dark is, already getting some of that more serious, if you're taking some DXM or something. And then, for Full Dark, it's like you're freaking injecting yourself with heroin.
I should have brought Alina along to this commentary. She could have provided some insightful drug chat.
Why is she the druggie of HSW?
She's not a druggie. She just likes weed occasionally. Anyway, so it's pretty much the same. Like I said, pretty much the same deal. Just you got to occasionally stop and hit a torch.
Riveting. This totally makes the game worth playing more than once.
And the issue with holding torches is they do actually intelligently light TNT, either that or it's just like a weapon collision that causes it to ignite. I'm not certain. I wouldn't give the developers too much credit.
I like how Eggman is so proud with this little thing that's like, oh, Shadow, will you ever be able to find out through my dead end trap?
Oh, yeah, I'm not going to help you or anything. You're the only thing activating my defense.
Don't fuck with me, Eggman. Oh, wow, nice.
Yeah, that will happen, because he grabs it... When he grabs it, he does that swipe thing, and it's actually counted as a physical object. You can see opening these things with your basic jump is a tad...
You just triangle jump right off them.
It's a finicky procedure.
Why are you being thrown upwards?
Why am I being so awkward?
No, why weren't you being blown upwards there?
Yeah, so considering that my co-commentator's Skype is fucking up, I will, you know, try to provide insightful one-man commentary. See, this is the most chows you'll ever see in a Sonic game. And unfortunately I don't murder the shit out of them, so I apologise to anyone here who wished me to murder those little fucks. If you want to hold it against me, please load up your copy of Sonic Adventure 2 and go, I don't know, throw them off... No, load up Sonic Adventure 1, go to the Chow Garden, throw them off the cliff. I'm pretty sure there's no invisible wall there.
No, I think there is.
Oh, well that just ruins it, really. Now these, because they're so slightly awkwardly... They're not, like, positioned so you can light them at the top, so you have to keep tapping it really fast and just hope to be in the right spot.
Only Shadow can endorse forest fires.
You see, because of this game's much darker kind of motif, in Sonic buttons you press in the old games kind of jiggle when you pushed into them, but in this game they stay still, and it's kind of representing the hopelessness that Shadow feels, because, you know, like, no matter what he tries, shit just won't change unless he can really do something. Or some shit like that.
Is voice Skype actually fucking up that much?
Kind of. I can barely make out the words you're saying.
Oh, okay. Do you want to just redo this then? You know, allow me to.
No. We're not redoing this shit. You don't pause that. I'm ending this Skype call and restarting it. What mid-commentary?
Okay, let's do this. Goddamn fucking.
I apologise to any listeners.
Jesus Christ, he's like an idiot.
So here we see that I have finished the
Oh,
level.
hi Snake, my best friend.
There you go. You're audible now to me. Oh, I was all alone for a second. And I'm all alone.
Okay, so now that we've absolutely made no, you know, substantive commentary for that level, is there anything new next, please?
Oh, there's a new level next. Well, aside from this fact that we're going to see this boss again.
Snake, guess what?
What?
With that shot of Shadow, I must say, that ass.
Fuck! You know you're talking about a hedgehog, right?
Oh, yes.
Well, whatever you're into.
You forget my incredibly confusing sexuality, Snake.
I didn't think bisexuals wanted to fuck anthropomorphic animals, but whatever.
Well, clearly, you are not experienced in this field.
Clearly not, clearly not. So, Shadow is your gay crush.
Oh yes, totally. I mean, how can you ignore that tight ass?
I'm gonna send that to Noonan without context later on, by the way.
Oh my fucking god, Amy,
Yeah, if you actually side with Eggman, she still sides with you in this fight, and Eggman...
Wait, you were just doing Eggman's mission, why the fuck is he fighting you? I just realized this.
Well, if you haven't realized, all the characters are kind of fucking idiots.
Kind of bipolar. Oh, Shadow, thanks for activating my defenses, now I'm going to kill you.
Actually, bipolar, schizophrenic, this describes Shadow pretty damn well in this game. So yeah, if you get enough bullets, this fight is... Well, actually, this fight's pretty simple no matter what, but you get the idea.
Well, this is easier than a neutral story where he's on a retarded pedestal.
Sorry, Doctor, but that chaos
Damn it,
is
Amy, get
mine.
the fuck out of my shot. You will not steal my spotlight.
Should have just held the emerald slightly more to the right.
Perfect.
Keep her out shot. So yeah, 34 seconds, I got that down. We're going to see him maybe once more. This is fact, you know, you can at least count the boss fights on the amount of repeated boss fights on one hand, but it's a full hand.
There's an emergency.
What now?
What? Wow.
Ground forces have been
You're interrupting. I'm signing the bill that sells Europe to the Black Arms and hopes that they'll leave us alone. I must look dramatically at my mini swimming pools.
So wait, wasn't Eggman's kind of issue with this? How can I build my empire on the city if there is no city? Isn't that pretty much what he was planning to do in Sonic Adventure?
Yeah, well, no, I think the fact that if the Black Arms were to, I think the Black Arms were planning to destroy the entire world, like, you know, completely and entirely as a planet.
Oh, they are the most hardcore gang ever.
Gang.
They're hardcore. They're like,
they're just sort of like this really weird, like in the grand scheme of the universe. I bet they're just like one little gang and it's like the ass crack of the universe, and no one cares about them.
they look kind of like two-eyed Protheans.
The intergalactic police just sort of shits all over them, so they decided to go after the most helpless planet.
Yes. Unfortunately, this planet had a fucking retarded hedgehog.
A hedgehog who was so retarded, so unpredictable that he managed to bypass their defenses.
No one would think to do that. Now, this mission is where I kind of wanted to give up the first time I was thinking of actually beating this game. Because I got all the bombs, but I never realised at the start you had to shoot that bit of dynamite to get to this bomb. And that's this is the only bitchy one, really. But it's a pretty, once you know where all the bombs are, it's piss. You can just wander through this. It's kind of like, I can only imagine it being hard if you're doing the hero mission, which, why the fuck would you do that unless you're trying to get all the paths, and why the fuck would you try and do that?
Sorry, but what's even the point? That bomb left no, damage. It didn't leave any visible damage on the structure, so what the hell was the point of it? Just to make it look like a pretty explosion?
Pretty much. None of these bombs are a pretty explosion, I'm sorry. None of these bombs really... I'm not sure why that... I mean, I guess these aliens don't actually understand the idea of a structural weak point. Because they seem a bit fucking haphazardly placed, if you ask me.
And this one will blow up an entire bathroom.
Then the humans will have to shit on the floor.
How degrading it must be for them.
So they're just seeking to humiliate humanity, not actually conquer them.
Yeah, it's like all the collateral damage is just happenstance.
Oh, okay. Well, that would be a better story than this, and it would be a nice twist. No, wanted the assault rifle.
Is this the good rocket launcher? It doesn't look like it.
No, it's not. It's one of the ones you have to actually aim. Which is not possible by any means. Now, it's actually a good idea to keep this one on this level because we're coming up to an acidic or electrified, whatever the fuck this shit is, ground, and the invincibility it offers you actually allows you to just do this section really easily. And the amount of enemies it spawns means you could pretty much easily keep this going for a very long while.
Yeah, you already showed us how you can abuse the thing in the other stage, I believe.
Here, it's just more fun here because this stage is frustrating, and to actually be able to do it pretty simply is quite delightful.
I noticed that there is actually a timer in the stage, or a time limit. Does it actually affect gameplay? Is it troublesome for you?
No, once you know where it is, there's no issue. You have more than enough time. I'm not exactly... The only issue I really have is, why is there a time limit? Precisely. With a bomb's expiration date, like, they've just been in storage for a few years, and they aren't producing any more bombs.
Well, they're organic, maybe, I don't know.
Okay, fine, I'll accept that. Organic bombs made of metal.
Well, I mean, everything else the black aliens have, black arms, whatever the fuck, have, or it's pretty much organic, so, I don't know, I wouldn't completely disregard the idea. Right.
So there we go. That is probably one of the worst levels in the game until you know what you're doing, and then it's just mildly unfun. Kind of like every stage in the game, really.
Look at Black Doom.
Just all.
He's like
Perfect.
I like to think that he's actually stroking an invisible cat just below him.
Yes.
It makes.
I thought
him
the
kind
eye
of
was the
cute.
invisible cat. I thought the eye was supposed to be like the cat.
Now think about it. I wouldn't mind like a kind of floating starfish pet.
Wow. Apparently the Earth is entirely flooded. Either that or they're all the way at Neptune.
Apparently, also it's quite pixely, and it's also not actually a circle. It's just some kind of flat-sided object. You know what shape the world is?
Triangle, Shadow. This is the greatest secret the government has kept from us.
It's a spheroid. Oblate spheroid. I don't know. Fuck it.
You just Wikipedia that right now.
No, I was trying to remember. I was trying to think back to PI.
Piercing the stars.
Piercing.
With this eclipse cannon shadow, you're gonna be the one who's gonna pierce the heavens.
I just love that line, the way he delivers it as well. Piercing the stars. He sounds like an autistic kid who's trying to repeat something.
Tomorrow.
Am I going to have to pierce the stars too? Bringing that quote back. I like the randomly. I just realized that thing's in the background flying.
I'm just wondering how it's flying. It's got nothing to push off of. There's no air. It's. Oh fuck this. I'm not making. Trying to make sense of this shit will just annoy everyone. Anyway, yep. Now we've got. Oh no, this isn't the bitchy one. So I'm trying to remember which ones are the bitchy ones.
Gotta get to the arc.
Now this is the third worst arc level.
Oh. So is it like the? Oh, I get it. I like this. This is actually an intro. This is actually a reference to how SA2 started out. Final Chase.
Actually, no. This whole level, I think, follows the same route as SA2. It's just actually really, it's everything is destroyed
it is.
though.
This is actually a complete and total, like, graphically and everything is a complete and total throwback to SA2. Huh.
Yep. It's actually, I mean, it would be. I said it would be nice when you think about it, but it's not nice. And it's actually, this is one of the levels with a bitchier objective. Namely, you've got to hit all those defenses, but because this thing is constantly flying forwards, and it takes quite a bit of damage. This is the only section in the game where you need to be worried about this thing dying. But just spam your homing rockets on it, which is less efficient than your actual gun. And if it dies, you can just get off and shoot the thing. Yeah.
Well, those things cave pretty fast.
Well, this place is old. So yeah, I mean, as long as you just keep going back for fresh ones, and they will constantly respawn, you'll be fine.
There's like a vending machine full of these guys.
Yeah, they're the expendable of the Black Arms thing guys, fellows.
Black faggots.
Yeah, the Black Faggots. Led by their leader, Chocolate Starfish.
We're gonna turn it piss yellow.
I am thinking once I get it, I will have it a magenta color. With a light dash of purple.
Yes. Yeah. Original planet, do not steal.
He's going to recolor the planet!
Oh no! Upload it to the intergalactic deviant art.
Oh, that's worse than Earth's deviant art. Couldn't be.
No way.
Oh man. So yeah, there's not really much to talk about as far as flying this thing goes. Its homing rocket is pretty awful, much like most of the weapons in this game. You gotta destroy generators, which are pretty shitty. But it's not so bad as long as you know when they're coming, and you can hit the rejuvenators. It's lucky because most of the, aside from the last one, near all of them are near a platform you can stand on and just machine gun it, and then you'll be fine. See, look, there's a fresh one just waiting for me right there.
Yeah.
And of course, there is a checkpoint so I can come back here should I need to.
Why would you want to?
Why would I want to come back in this level? I don't know. It's kind of the problem when you're not on a level that has neutral missions. You're forced into this objective bullshit.
Yeah, I really hate how there were some levels that didn't have like a strict neutral option.
Well, it's kind of, I'm not sure like here how I mean like, so neutral would actually, in this case it wouldn't do anything, so you just have to constantly up your evilness. And namely, deactivating a defense grid is pretty evil, especially when they wish to get in. Which is weird, because they have teleportation, so why would they need to destroy the defense grid?
Maybe they had like something that, maybe, because Gerald knew, wasn't Gerald one of the producers of the arc, maybe he knew about the Black Alien, no, he figured out the Black Aliens, about them during the, so maybe he incorporated them before he was locked up for being insane. I don't know, incorporated some sort of special, Norton antivirus book for Black Aliens.
Sure, why not? I mean, it's as flimsy as the rest of this story, and therefore is acceptable. I mean, that's kind of the issue here.
There's really not much. I mean, the most I can say about this level is it seems like it's actually a fairly faithful remake of how Final Chase and Final Rush were in SA2, but other than that, it doesn't seem like that special.
Well, I wouldn't have minded the level just based more on that, but instead we gotta have this flying gimmick with guns.
Yeah, exactly. That seems to be the primary thing about this. It doesn't actually let you explore or enjoy the stage. It just lets you fly right through it, No real enjoyment there.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Okay, so we're coming up on this, and as long as you take this section slowly, you should succeed. The issue is that prop loads in before everything else. Like, you know, the whole defense grid that's stopping you from actually hitting it.
Wow. Well done.
There you go, and the whole thing distracting your aiming as well. But I'm hitting it, and it got blown up. If you enter that place too fast, you'll just whiz by it, and you'll have to come back on yourself. No issue there,
The
though.
Eclipse cannon is nearby. Say your prayers, you disgusting humans.
Disgusting humans. Okay, even in... I know this is part of his character, but I never liked Shadow's constant bitching about humans, even in SA2, when he was like, oh, humans, humans, humans.
I'm working with one, but... Oh, no, wait, that was to further his own ends. Oh, well. I hope you remember this fellow.
What the hell is he doing here? Why is the military in the freaking Ark?
Because they saw that he was he's been here since the attack. He's like an 80-year-old man with a really youthful voice.
Yeah, in SA2 they just conveniently walked past him and never just managed to encounter him by complete chance.
Well, do you remember this little platform somewhere in the Ark?
Oh hey, this is the...
Yep, this is the theme.
Yeah, I quite like it actually.
It is a nice theme. It is quite a delicious boss music got going on here now. Same as the last time, except he hovers around the stage. So
Was that second level in the higher portion of the stage in the original version where we fought this guy?
no, we were in a warehouse room before. Remember? The whole different part about this one is it's the same kind of deal. The moment you get a rocket launcher, this boss fight turns into a piece of piss. But this time you're given more guns to shoot them off with, so it's even less of an issue. The only thing is the stage design makes it slightly more awkward to hit him, but that's about it. I like that he went all, because he's clearly in a lot of pain from those turrets getting hit.
Yeah, well, he has a personal attachment to those turrets, so whenever they get hurt, he feels their pain.
Oh no, wait, like I said again, you know, he's 8 years old, it's pretty rickety. Well, he's pretty rickety.
Oh, my back! Ooh. Back in my day, hedgehogs weren't this asshole-ish.
It's an incredibly bland boss fight.
Yeah, it doesn't even look that inspired, like...
No.
Well, whereas the SA2 bosses, sure, the gun bosses, they were generally very samey, except for, you know, minor differences. There were still at least more fun to do.
Well, the thing is, those boss fights were over quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it only took 1:40, but it sure as hell felt longer. Oh god, he's gonna burn to death.
and who doesn't die from that, he's gonna slam it like a zillion miles an hour right into the earth.
That would be merciful.
Eclipse cannon. There's no
Shadow,
escape
you
from
fuckface.
God damn. This truly is the dark story.
Perfect.